Alright everybody, I know I've been gone for a long time and haven't really been doing much of anything for YouTube, but well, that's going to change. I got more time on my hand, and today I'm going to tell you what I've been doing in my off time. I've recently started my own custom leather business. It's doing okay. You know, it's hard hitting a market like this in an economy such as this with limited resources that I have. But as time goes on, I think things are going to get a lot better. But anyways, though, this has nothing to do with doing leather work. This has to do with cutting trees. And right now I am out here in rural Hamilton County, here in northwestern Iowa, all north central actually. And as you can see out here, I am on the edge of a big cornfield. Here, I'll show you. Got all these trees all the way around here. All of them. But recently, I've been doing field line work. Here's a big mulberry that I cut yesterday. I did this one just a little bit ago. And as you can see, this is just thicker than pea soup. And this is all got to go eventually. These hackberries here, these will go in the fall. He ain't worried about that. Same with that hackberry. Yeah, that's a hackberry over there too. But what we're working on today is mulberries. This guy hates mulberries, and I can understand why. Because the birds eat the seeds, they shit them out, and they grow again. They spread like rabbits, like you wouldn't believe. And if you're a farmer and you're watching this, you know exactly what I mean. Mulberries suck. So, I've already been out here all week. Today's Wednesday. And I was working over yonder, and he wanted me to clean this point up over here. So, I'm going to show you the saws that I use, do a little quick review on them, show you the tree that I'm going to cut down and cut up, show you what I've already gotten done, and I'm going to try to keep going along on this whole project I have, because this will keep me busy all summer and into the fall, because I got to go all the way around. He wants to be able to drive all the way around this field. So this right here is the mulberry that I'm going to be cutting down here in just a moment. As you can see, you got all this crap in your way. I gotta have to get my lopers, get all this out of the way. But this big mother clucker's got to go. The bad thing about mulberries is everything is all tied together, twisted. I mean, there ain't a straight branch on this thing. Heck, the trunk ain't even straight. But anyways, though, and I'll probably cut these scrub trees down too. But this is where I've been at all day yesterday. This here used to be covered in thick trees, mulberries, and there were some mulberries over there on the other side of the gate, and there was a big one, big old triple trunker right here. And this is what I mean, they just grow together. Look, you got 1, 2, 3 different ones here, and it was just a mess. And then I just finished up this ditch here. Had one over here and there, and there's just a bunch of vines and shit growing, and it is not fun. But get on over here again, and then this fall, this big clucker is gonna go. It's dead. I believe it's an elm. But this dang thing has got to go too, and it's leaning towards the road, and well, it ain't gonna be fun. Still got the ram. It's had some battle scars though. Last fall I was out in this very field. Had to come out here and do some emergency tree removal because he couldn't get his combine through the corn, and I lost my bottom, whatever you want to call it, I don't know. Lost that, and I was able to pop it back on, but my bumper cover came off too, but no big deal. This is the trailer that I'm using. Nothing fancy. Just a 8 by 12 foot single axle trailer. Farmer made it, and I got it for, believe it or not, cutting some other trees for another gentleman. In fact, it was this man's son, and since then I've done minimal work to it. As you can see, I got a redneck hinge going on right here, just a piece of scrap iron put through there, and I got a spring holding that one on over there. I'm a tight ass, but I did fork out the money to put on trailer lights because I don't feel like getting a ticket. But anyways, though, let's get to the heart of the whole deal. Alright, this here is my Dolmar 350 with a 14-inch bar, using low profile 3/8 chain, anti-kickback. It's Oregon chain. I threw the factory chain yesterday, and it finally gave up the ghost. I think I probably had 20 resharpens on it before it finally just said, I'm not going to go no more. See here. I really like these Dolmars. They do a really good job. They've got a lot of power for a little price. Well, I didn't pay that much, but I'll read you these specs off. Let's read these specs off to you. This says that it is a 14-inch PS350 Dolmar, and it is, I'm trying to find the CCs. I think it's just short of a 35 cc, because generally their model numbers representative of the cc displacement. But anyways, though, I really like it. It's got, the thing I really like about this is right here on the shut off. To shut it off, you just got to tap it down. That's it. You don't have to go all the way down. It does have the primer bulb, but that ain't no big deal. The only time I ever have a lot of problems with these, or any problems at all, is in the heat. These saws do not like to run when it is really, really, really hot, and I found that out last week. So I keep them in the shade. I got them out here in the sun because I'm showing you guys this. But this saw has got so much power and so much torque that the Craftsman that I bought, I went to Sears and bought a Craftsman top of the line 42 or 43 cc, like a $200 saw, saying that it would, great saw. Well, at the time I knew very little about saws, and I don't know a whole lot now. I know what I need to know, that's what matters. However, that saw was a piece of crap, so I took it back and told him to shove it where the sun don't shine, and I got my money back to boot. This saw, on the other hand, for about $150 more than what I paid for that Craftsman, is 3 times the saw. I use this saw a lot over here in the thick brush because it's easier to get around. The balance is great. I mean, it's just, you can't ask for a better balance. But you can't just do everything with a little saw like this. So that is why I also have a Dolmar 510. Not to be confused with the 5100. This is not the high output. I don't want the high output. I didn't want to spend the extra $50 or $75, so I got this one. This one works great. This is a monster. It's a 51.2 or so cc. I'm running Raker chain right now. This is, I believe this is still a factory chain. Yes, it is. This is still the original chain that the saw came with. It handles resharpens really well. I haven't had to take down on the depth or the reveal of the cutters at all. Just resharpen it. I don't throw chains on this very often at all, but this is an 18-inch. It'll handle up to a 20-inch, but it is awesome. This saw here as well also has great balance. This saw here, it doesn't like running hot either. I don't think most saws do. Most saws I've found, when I'm cutting, when it's cool and humid, they run awesome. But when it's hot, you gotta shut them down, cool them off. But both saws have easy access to get to the covers. This one here just has you just undo this thumb screw. This one has clips. You just take the chain wrench that comes with the saw, pop these off, take this off, and there's an air filter in here that's easy to clean. Don't get a whole lot of buildup in here, really don't. Unless I'm working something really, really dry and dead, like that thing right there, this fall. I'll probably have to take this off halfway through, get everything cut up. But other than that, it doesn't really do a whole lot, doesn't really build up a whole lot. This one is a primerless, which is really nice. You just flip this up right here. I can't really see, sun's to my back, but you just well, you get the picture. You just take this up, and it's automatic half choke. And I like how both of these saws have the grippers, the log grippers. It really helps, especially when I'm doing stumps and stuff. Price wise, I think I spent $375, but I got a deal on it though. But this is the Dolmar 350. No, excuse me. This is the 510, made by Makita, or they make Makita, one of the two. But they have a Makita 510 that's exactly the same, lock, stock, and barrel, except for the different color, and instead of Dolmar, it says Makita. I don't know who makes Dolmar, if Dolmar makes Dolmar, or if Dolmar is made by Makita. But either way, it's a European saw, and it's an awesome saw. I like how they've got the adjustable oiler down here, and it's just a monster. I was thinking about maybe getting a bigger saw, but why when I've got this? I mean, I'm not a lumberjack. I just do this for extra money on the side. But this is just a great saw. And of course, I've got my piece of crap loppers here that have come in very handy. Other than that, I don't know what else to really say. I personally think these run better than a steel. I'm going to get a lot of comments saying otherwise, but first-hand experience says it all. You know, I mean, I'm not a professional, but in my personal opinion, which I'm able to say, is that Dolmar is better as far as everything, and they're cheaper too. Why pay more when you don't need to? I'm not made of money. But anyways, though, I'm gonna get this here tree all cut up and put it on the trailer here and get my saws out of the sun, and we will I'll come back at you again, maybe today, maybe tomorrow. I don't know. I want to get this done. So y'all have a good time, and yeah, we'll just cut that part. See you in a little bit.